Welcome to the second episode of Break Room, your Sunday morning sports update. I am your host of the proceedings, Kenneth Cotterill, and I'm joined here today by the other partners of the Blue Collar Media Group. That's Steve and Paul. Steve, Paul, how you guys doing today?
Living the dream, buddy. Can't wait. Week away from football. Let's go.
Yep, it's a great day. We're getting right there for football season. The only thing is today was almost a little boring because I knew that this time, I was sitting there about 1:30 today, and I said, wow, this time next week I'm actually going to be watching NFL fucking football.
Yep.
It feels a little bit weird, hey?
Yeah. So today's a real fucking deflating day, knowing that it's exciting and deflating at the same time.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for next week. We're getting right into the flow of sports, which is obviously what we're here to talk about today. We want to start by thanking some of our phenomenal sponsors at the Blue Collar Media Group that have helped our site grow as much as it has over the last number of months. That's the Perteo Group. We've got Thrive Fantasy, Cigar Life, and Love Eco. So thank you all for your support. We really appreciate it. And we're really excited now, obviously, with sports being back. But the first thing we're going to talk about today is some NBA action. We're right in the flow of the NBA playoffs. We've got 4 series going right now. Some of them are further ahead than others due to the NBA scheduling. But the first one is obviously the Bucks and Heat. As we're recording right now, we've currently got the Heat up on the Bucks in the first quarter, and they're also up in the series 3-0. Steve, what have been your thoughts of this series?
The Bucks are just not playing how they're supposed to be playing. And the Heat, I guess the same thing, because I don't think anyone thought the Heat would be playing this good against the Bucks.
No.
I'm shocked that it's 3-0, and hey, it might be closed out today.
Yeah.
The way has that started yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're currently at 25-15 for the Heat in the first quarter with about 2.5 minutes to go. So already we're seeing the Heat pull away early. Paul, what have been your thoughts overall? I think people are shocked by what we're seeing right now.
We're in the break room here, boys. Let's not sugarcoat it. The Bucks are soft as baby shit. That's exactly what they are. They're soft, and Jimmy Butler's a man. Jimmy Butler's a man. Like, Philadelphia, you made a terrible mistake, and he's leading that team. They're following him, and they're going to sweep the Bucks right out of the playoffs and Giannis right out of Milwaukee.
Yeah, say what you want about Jimmy Butler. He's got that dog.
Yep, he's a dog.
He does. Guy's averaging more points than Giannis in this series. He had a 40-point game earlier in the series, too. It's not close right now. Already early, they've hit 4 threes, a couple from Crowder, a couple from Robinson today. Like, this is just a deep team. It's not a team that I'd want to mess with because they don't quit no matter where they're at. They headed into that fourth quarter the other night and they were down, and then they outscored them 40-13. So the Heat are not a team that you want to mess with. As far as the other Eastern Conference matchup, we've got the Raptors and Celtics. Looked like it was going to be 3-0 before OG Anunoby hit that big shot, and then obviously they won the game last night to tie it up. Steve's a little upset about this one, so I'm sure he doesn't really want to talk about it, but we're going to anyways. So, Steve, what are your thoughts on Boston?
Well, it's a good thing I hit that ball right there to calm my fucking nerves. I don't know. I think they started to take Toronto lightly after they went up 2-0. I think they got complacent. That's how they looked to me last night. They came out flat. It's all in how they come out tomorrow. I'm a little concerned. I'm a little concerned there. I don't like the effort they showed last night. I really hope Jaylen Brown starts shooting better.
Yeah, obviously you guys are missing Gordon Hayward. That's big in this series. Paul, who are you taking to win this series now that it's 2-2?
I think the Celtics still can win this series. I just like their depth. And it's time for Brad Stevens to be the coach that everybody says he is. You got to coach him up here and get out of this. You're playing a fucking zone with 0.5 seconds to go, and you left the guy wide open. Stick to your goddamn man.
Yeah, I would, you know what? Like, I like Brad Stevens. I've always been a fan of Brad Stevens. But, I mean, you got the players on this team. You had a 2-0 lead, and it should have been a 3-0 lead. If you blow this series, that's a pretty that looks bad on the coach to me.
It does for sure. It starts in the coaching, and so we're going to see how this series plays out. Obviously, the Raptors have the experience, but I think Boston has more talent, so we'll just see which one prevails in that one. As far as the West goes, we've got the Clippers and Nuggets right now. They're all tied up 1 apiece after the Nuggets won last night by 9 points. Jamal Murray with 27, Jokic with 26 and 18. Pretty big night for both of those guys, and Beverly got tossed, and Kawhi had a poor shooting night. So are you guys giving Denver any hope in this series, Paul?
I never do, and then they always fuck me. So, you know what I mean? Like, I'm still not going to do that. But the Clippers, stop playing isolation basketball.
Yeah.
Start defending like how you can defend, and you'll be fine. If you keep playing like this, you're not winning a title.
No, they definitely aren't. The Nuggets are the most frustrating prop bet team I've ever dealt with. Because, man, they just choose when they want to play, and it's really frustrating when you're like, oh, this guy, he's had like 5 points the whole series. So they set the over-under at like 6, and then he goes and gets 20, and you're like, okay, well, fuck me right with that under. So, Paul, you giving Denver any shot in this one?
I never do. Like I said, I'm still going to stick to it, and they can just continue to make me look like a clown. I'm not backing off of it now.
I still think the Clippers are going to win this series, but yeah, like Paul said, stop with the fucking ISO bullshit. Stop playing real fucking basketball, because Doc Rivers is a good fucking coach, and he can do more than just say, "Oh, hey, I got Kawhi Leonard and Paul George."
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. They need
and
more help outside of those.
Pat Bev going and getting himself ejected when you're supposed to be the guy who can fucking guard Jamal Murray in a close game, in a fucking close playoff game in the fourth fucking quarter. Grow the fuck up.
I would agree for sure. He's got to be that emotional leader for them.
I love that I can swear on this.
And then we've got Lakers and Rockets, which I mean, that was a piss poor game one from them. Obviously, they've got game 2 later today, which I expect the Lakers to handle. But where are you guys leaning in this series? Do you think LA can come back, or do you think the Rockets just have too much firepower from the outside?
I don't know. The Lakers, to me, at no point in the season have they really looked like a real championship team. And at no point in these playoffs have they really looked like a real championship team to me. But like I don't know if I can see. I don't know if I can see them losing to Houston, because I mean Harden's looked awful in the game 7 against OKC. So I mean, either he was trying to lose that game, or he just really doesn't have that clutch gene in him. And I mean, can PJ Tucker really lock down Anthony Davis for an entire series? I know that actually worked the other night, but can that work the entire series?
No, I don't think that it can. I don't think that you shut down AD. I think at the very least you could slow him down, but that's even going to be tough in itself. I think the guy just had an off night. Paul, any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I think that the Lakers will win this eventually, because Houston shit wears thin in these 7 games. Like, you start getting used to their rotations, you start getting used to their picks, you start getting used to the pick and rolls, you start understanding what they're trying to do to you on the, offensive side. And I feel like the Lakers will eventually just take over and win this. But it could go 6 games, 7 games. Like I said, I said Harden would average 40. He had 36 the other night. I don't see how they held him under 30. I really don't. Like, that defense on the perimeter is garbage.
Yeah, our perimeter defense is piss poor, and it's going to be tough for them to bounce back. But I still have faith in LeBron to get it done.
Who's guarding Harden for the most time? I didn't get to see most of that game the other night.
I've seen a bit of Danny Green. They're playing Rondo heavy minutes for no apparent reason because he hadn't played in months, but then they played him 26 minutes because that makes sense, even though he hasn't been relevant.
Oh, so Lou Dort is looking real good right now,
yeah,
huh?
we might have to trade for Lou Dort next year. We'll give him Kuzma, given how he's played so far. But we're going to shift over some NHL where Paul's going to handle this one. So, Paul, take it away.
Yeah, we had 3 Game 7s this week. On the East, we got Tampa and we got the Islanders. I took Tampa at the beginning of the year. I think that they're coming on strong right now, but the Islanders play that defense like that trap. You can't just go at it. When Philly had success, they tried to open it up. When the Islanders clamped down, it was a different series. I still like Tampa Bay in this. I mean, what do you guys think?
I like Tampa. I mean, like, Point and Kucherov have been massive so far in the postseason. Like, they've got 34 combined points so far. Like,
Hedman coming back. He's been. That's the point right there, Hedman.
Yeah, because I mean, like, I like Sergachev and I like Shattenkirk, but I mean, Hedman is the head of that defense, and I still like Tampa in this one. I think the Islanders, they've gotten by a couple of teams that I would have picked the other teams to do so, but I don't see it happening with Tampa. I think it ends here.
Yep. What do you think, Steve?
I'm just gonna ride with what you guys said.
Yeah, he's out on hockey.
I haven't watched enough. I'm a little depressed from how the Bruins went.
But we have out west, we got Vegas and we got the Dallas Stars, who have been shit on the whole year, just like the Denver Nuggets. Luke has not let me forget it. It's Luke's team. He likes to ride them, and they keep fucking me. But Vegas is the best team, the best all-around team left. I do want to give a shout-out to our boys, the Vancouver Canucks. Thatcher Demko almost single-handedly stole that series for them. But I'm going with Vegas here. I think Vegas-Tampa final would be the NHL's wet dream. So I'm going to go with Vegas here. What do you think, Kenny?
I'm going to take Dallas in this one. I think we haven't seen Sagan play well at all. I mean, he's got 7 points so far in the playoffs, and I mean, when you've got 7 guys in double-digit points and you're not one of them, and you're supposed to be one of the leaders of the team, I mean, that's pretty alarming. But it still hasn't slowed them down. Like, Heiskanen with 21 points so far, like, that's nuts. And like, I really do like Vegas, like Theodore, Stone, Smith. Like, they've got a lot of guys, but I'm going to go with Dallas in this one. For whatever reason, it just seems like they didn't look that great in the regular season, and then suddenly in the playoffs they've turned it on. So I'm going to go with the Stars.
Good. Next week you can have just Luke on here with you. Fuck. Dallas. Fuck. Who you got, Steve?
So I think when you look at it, you got Vegas and you got Dallas, and I really like Vegas. I Caesars. The Bellagio, the Paris was a pretty nice, underrated hotel there. So I'm just going to go in Vegas.
Yeah. Attaboy. But yeah, no, I mean, it's been a great NHL playoffs. No positive tests, anything like that. The NHL's done a great job with it. So I just want to see it finish out here, and I'd like to see Tampa win because I have a future bet on them. So we got to get that money.
Well, and given what Tampa did to bettors everywhere last year when they lost out in the first round and no-showed, I mean, it would be great to see them bounce back. But I'm hoping for the Stars. I got a good buddy here that's a big Stars fan, so I'd like to see them win. They're a good hockey fan base. So to end things off, we're going to go over to some NFL, and we're going to let Steve lead this one. I don't know if it's a good idea to let him lead a segment, but we're going to try it today. So go ahead.
Well, for one, it has never been a good idea to let me lead anything. but people always let me do it, and for some reason, it always ends up working out for me. We got Trey White. Got a big deal. In Buffalo. There, I have to pull up the exact numbers. Here's Adam Schefter. I forget exactly how
4
much
years,
it was.
70.
4 years, 70. Yeah, I like
Maybe Kenny.
that's the number 2 cornerback in the NFL. To me, I don't think 1 and 2 can be debated at all. It's Stephon Gilmore, and then it's Trey White. So when you have the number 2 cornerback in the NFL, or a number 2 guy at his position, at any position in the league, you lock him down.
Yeah.
That's the market. So I like that signing. Keenan Allen got what, 4 years, 80, something like that. I'm a little surprised to see that. Well, yeah, that because like the Chargers seem like they're in more of a rebuild mode than like a contend mode, and Keenan Allen wasn't exactly happy last year. So I don't know. I guess maybe it's because, they had all the problems, but they didn't want to pay Melvin Gordon last year. So now they're just like handing everyone the money like crazy because they don't want that to happen again. Because
Such a weird time to be throwing out a $20 million extension to a wide receiver that has injury problems in the past.
to an injury-prone, unhappy wide receiver. Yeah, they're clearly a very stably run organization.
I don't know if I would have paid him 60 even. I don't think I would have paid him 15 million a year.
No.
I don't think he's shown enough in big games to do it.
No, I don't. I don't. Has he been in big games?
Right. That's what I was gonna say. I mean,
showing enough in big games. He hasn't been in big games.
He
comes out and he looks great. When he's healthy, he's a great wide receiver. But that's when he's healthy.
But I mean, if you've watched Hard Knocks too, I mean, Herbert's not ready. He's not.
Yeah, no, Herbert's not ready, and he's getting a nice. I mean, Phil Rivers complain about, like I said, fourth quarter and some complain about all you want. Phil Rivers to Tyrod Taylor is a downgrade. It's a big downgrade. That's a massive downgrade.
Yep.
And then what do we got? Deshaun Watson, 4 years, $177 million total.
Yeah. Secured the bag. Secured the bag.
Yep, he got the bag right there.
He's one of few QBs I would pay that.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can pay him that.
I wouldn't think that's surprising me is that Bill O'Brien was able to negotiate a deal with Deshaun Watson. But again, I guess that's how Deshaun Watson got all the money because
4 years, 300.
The team is Deshaun Watson, and it has nothing to do. The team being good is all Deshaun Watson, and nothing to do with Bill O'Brien in any facet. And one thing, it's they locked Deshaun Watson down now for a deal. You know what would have been really nice to see, man? Like, imagine if Deshaun Watson had DeAndre Hopkins.
Right. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantasy talk, though, right?
Yeah, like imagine if he had like a receiver that like was like one of the best receivers in the league and like actually stayed healthy, and instead of a bunch of random fast small guys that can't stay healthy.
Right.
Yeah. Brutal.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. That's just, I can't imagine that scenario though.
But it worked out great, I think, for both of them too. It's only 4 years. And Deshaun can still get another, a whole nother.
He'll get paid.
Oh, yeah, he's going to be getting paid again. How old is Deshaun? 23, 24?
Yeah, he's not that old.
He might be a little bit older because he stayed, right? He stayed all 4 years.
Oh, yeah, so 26 probably then?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah. He's going to get paid again. And he's good. Deshaun's good.
He's still 24.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
24 for a week.
Okay, so it'll be 28 at the end of that contract. Yeah, he's got another big deal probably at the end of that contract.
And I'll say this, that's Bill O'Brien's absolute window there is everything, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
as coach, GM, everything. Like, if they don't do something in that window, it completely blows up.
And now I'm not sure if we have the numbers on the Jadavion Clowney signing yet.
I don't know if
1
they
year, $12 million.
One for
With it?
12 million. Wow. So he actually did go down to the 12 million.
What is it, Kenny? I thought I saw 1 year, $12 million.
Yeah, I think it's something like that. It might be like 15 after incentives or something
Okay.
weird
Okay.
like that. But yeah, something.
Wow.
around there.
But he didn't get 20. Unbelievable.
Yeah, no, he didn't get 20. I don't know where he thought I don't know how he thought he was getting 20. I guess it's probably why he fired his agent, because his agent was probably the one fucking telling him that he could get 20.
Yeah.
I like the signing for Tennessee. I think that really bolsters their D-line of their pass rush, obviously. He's back with Mike Vrabel, who's obviously a good defensive mind. He knows a thing or two about moving guys around to positions that will make them succeed, because the only reason Mike Vrabel succeeded in the NFL is because a coach that was really good at doing that thing found him.
Yeah.
He was
But
putting.
I guess that him and Vrabel had the best year under Vrabel as a defensive coordinator in Houston.
Yes,
But I
he
read
did.
an article. I honestly didn't even know that. It was like 2017 was his best year, and it was under Vrabel. I don't know.
I think that's a big part of why he signed there.
Yeah, I'll bet you guys
that-
we'll have this exact same conversation next year at this time that the Clowney's not signed, because you know what? He thinks that he's a $20 million guy, but he doesn't give that $20 million effort every play. He doesn't give Aaron Donald effort every play. He doesn't.
No, he doesn't. If the effort is there from Clowney, then he's absolutely a great player. And if he's put and utilized in the right way too, though, as well, because at the same time, I mean, you see when Bill O'Brien tries to play him at linebacker all the time. I mean, Clowney's not really good for coverage. You've got to rush him. And then I believe that's it for major. What do you say?
AP.
Oh, Adrian Peterson signed with the Lions.
One of their 19 running backs that they have.
Right. Yeah. I don't know, man. I love Adrian Peterson. That's one of the best running backs that has ever graced a football field.
But he should be third on their depth chart.
Minimum.
Yeah. He's old and he's taking a beating.
I'm not buying into Swift. I think it should be Johnson, then Swift, then AP. Yeah. That should be your depth chart. AP only gets carries if one of those two guys is hurt. That's what you should be doing if you're Detroit. Whether they do it or not is remained to be seen.
What I think Matt Patricia's trying to do is just be Bill Belichick, and he's like, oh, wait, there's an old
revitalize his career.
Yeah. There's a former All-Pro that I can get for cheap at the end of his career that needs a ring. Oh man, I'm gonna go sign him for nothing. This is gonna work out.
The only way that he's getting a ring is if he runs into one of the former Detroit Red Wings on the street and he gets a Stanley Cup ring.
I mean, I remember there was a bunch. I did see Patriots fans. I did see some people saying, I think Peterson was going to sign with New England. I didn't see them being that interested.
Well, yeah, you're the only team with more running backs than the Lions. So.
Like, because people told me, they kicked the tires on Fournette. Why wouldn't they kick the tires on Peterson?
Way different.
Fournette is still 25.
Yeah.
This is a team that needs to get older. This is a team that needs to get younger and faster, not older and wiser.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I think those are all the signings. I think we've just got some fantasy football stuff to do to close things out. Our first episode, we talked about some QBs and tight ends. So now we're switching over to talk some wide receivers and some running backs. So we'll give our quick list. We'll go 1 through 10. So I'll start. My number one this year in fantasy is Michael Thomas. What about you guys?
Yeah, Thomas.
Yep, absolutely. He's going to catch the
Especially
ball.
PPR, half PPR, whatever it is.
My
Michael
number
Thomas.
2 this year will probably be different, but I have DeAndre Hopkins at 2.
I got Devontae Adams.
I got Julio.
Okay. At 3, I have Julio.
Yeah.
I have Julio at 3.
I had Devontae at 3.
Okay. I've got Devontae at 4.
I've got DeAndre at 4.
And that's where I got DeAndre at 4.
Okay, so we've all got same top 4, just different order. I got Hill at 5.
That's where I got Tyreek too. I think he has a way bigger year just because Zolaire's going to take some people. They're going to give him a little more balance.
Yeah. Last year without like a real true RB1, I think was a bit different. And you said Evans, Steve. I've got Galladay at 6.
That's where I have Galladay there.
I have Hill at 6.
Hill at 6. Okay, I got Evans 7.
I got Odell there. I think Odell's going to have a big year. He has to have a big year. Baker has to have a big year.
Steve, who'd you have?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Odell at 7. It's the downfield catches. That's his thing. He's got to be able to do that. You use Odell right, and he's going to have a big year.
So I have Odell at 8.
Okay, and I have Mike Evans at 8.
Okay,
because I think they're going to catch. I mean, they're going to catch a lot of balls, both of them.
Yeah, Steve, who's your 8?
Galladay.
Galladay at 8. My 9 is Juju.
Ooh, Juju, huh?
Yep.
I'm on the Johnson train there, but whatever. I have actually have Allen Robinson. I think Allen Robinson's a bunch of balls.
Steve,
I got Cooper Kupp at 9.
Okay.
Cooper Kupp had a big year in fantasy last year. I know because I had him and I was in the championship.
Yeah.
And now without Cooks there, he's going to have more targets. He's developed more trust, obviously, after last year. I think he's going to be a bigger part of their game plan. I like Cooper Kupp at 9.
My number 10 will probably shock people, but I'm going Cortland Sutton at 10. I'm all in on Cortland Sutton this year.
Yeah, no, I like. He's just outside for me, but I got Galladay there. That's where I got Kenny Galladay.
Okay. And Steve, who have you got to close it out?
Juju
Smith-Schuster, eh? So some guys we didn't name, guys like Amari Cooper, Robert Woods.
Yeah.
I got Amari Cooper right outside.
Yeah, that Amari, that home and away split, man, is what drives me. You know what I mean? Like, it just drives me nuts.
And I almost wonder if Michael Gallup is the number 1 wide receiver in Dallas sometimes.
I think it's going to be 1A, 1D this year.
Yeah, and I mean, CeeDee Lamb is going to take some targets away from him as well.
Which is a big reason why I didn't draft Amari in any league except one, because I figured I could get Gallup later and get similar production. So
I can't remember if I have him in any leagues because I'm in too many.
Well, we're in 13, so
we're in too many leagues.
I think I'm in 7.
And then to cap it off, we've got running backs. I think number 1 is pretty obvious. I've got CMC.
Yeah. But I mean, I will say this, Kenny, with this, when these guys start hitting these 400 touches, like the next year, there's usually a regression. I would definitely take him number 1. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, like, it's not a surefire, oh my God, he's going to have a monster.
No. Like as far as preseason goes, I think it's just you have to draft him there because of what he did last year, and no one would fault you for drafting him there if he didn't produce.
Yep.
So, McCaffrey, you had McCaffrey as well, Steve?
Yeah, I think you got to go McCaffrey, especially again if you're playing PPR. He's gonna get those screen passes. He's gonna get those receptions. Like Paul said though, he's all these carries, and McCaffrey's not exactly a big guy.
No.
At a certain point, it is going to be too much of it is going to be too much of a load.
At number 2, I have Zeke.
I got Saquon there, but I can see Zeke. It's very close. I just feel like Saquon's going to get way more catches, in the PPR, and that's the separator for me.
Okay, Steve, you got Saquon or Zeke?
I got Saquon. I think he's a bigger part of the game plan than Zeke. It's close.
Yeah.
I just think Dallas is going to be so much more of a passing team with all those wide receivers that we just talked about.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I have Saquon 3, so you guys have Zeke 3?
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean,
I got Zeke 3.
I mean, he's going to get – I actually think it's going to help him having all those receivers.
He's going to get his. But
Yeah.
I just think Saquon's going to get the touches more.
At 4, I've got Cook.
I got Alvin. I got Kamara there. Again, I play in heavy PPR leagues, so the guy gets 76 catches a year. So, you know what I mean? Like, there's 86 points with nothing. He does nothing else.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'm going Kamara as well. I
got Kamara at 5.
I said PPR.
And I flipped it too. I have Dalvin at 5. Even though his injuries is what just fucks with me when you're in that middle of the draft there and you're.
It's tough. You look at it and
those guys. Yeah, you're like, I guess.
Are you Cook at 5?
I get Derrick Henry.
Okay.
I that's the only reason I have him ahead of Dalvin Cook is exactly what Paul just said is
the injuries.
Stuff.
At 6, I've got Josh Jacobs this year.
I got Nick Chubb there. I think they give him the Savansky and that offense. I know Hunt's there, but I think Hunt's going to be more like the third down guy, and they're not going to go away from Chubb like they did last year when he was, pounding the rock. He's going to get 20 to 25 carries a game. So I got Chubb there.
6.
I got that's where I got Dalvin Cook.
Okay. 7, I've got Derrick Henry.
Just put him back a little.
Yep.
7, I'm gonna go with Paul just said the name. I slipped my mind now. Yep, Nick Chubb.
Okay.
I just like him there.
I got Derrick Henry there.
Derrick Henry. I got Mixon at 8.
I got Josh Jacobs at 8.
Okay.
That's where I have Jacobs.
I've got Clyde Edwards-Helaire at 9.
I have Mixon at 9.
Joe Mixon, just because I think Helaire might outproduce Mixon by the end of the year, maybe, because I love Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Andy Reid's offense, but I know Joe Mixon.
Yeah, you know what he's going to give you. There's a bit of the question mark with Edwards-Helaire. I only don't have Chubb in my list at all because of the Hunt thing. It just worries me a little bit. Yeah, but because I've got Aaron Jones at 10. I know they brought in A.J. Dillon, but I think he's just there in case he gets hurt. So who you guys got at 10?
I have Eckler at 10. I feel like he's going to get a ton of
Tyrod dump-offs.
Yep, ton of dump-offs. And like I said, mine's slanted because I'm a heavy PPR guy. So, these guys, I look for that more than the rushing yards when you're splitting. I mean, hell, most of these guys are in splits anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And who's your last one there, Steve?
Just like Paul said, if it's PPR, then I think it's Austin Eckler because that's going to be check down city with Tyrod Taylor.
That it is. He won't be throwing it to $20 million Keenan Allen very much.
No. He's going to be throwing. And dude,
can we have this debate though about Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Really, what are you guys really expecting out of it? Like. To me, it's so tough to say with no offseason. I hear all these good reports and stuff, but you still got a guy that's going to throw for 5,000 yards.
I think he's gonna get 800 of it to his running back.
Yeah.
Well, here's my thing there. Andy Reid raved about Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah.
Look at I can't think of the exact rankings off the top of my head now, but I did see the somewhere on Twitter the rankings of Andy Reid's running backs in fantasy.
And they're high.
They're very high.
I didn't have Edwards-Helaire very high until Damian Williams said he wasn't playing.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't see another running back that's going to steal very much from him. I think he's a guy that could be that one running back.
I think he's
could be
the
Hunt
number
a couple
one
years ago.
I think he's a clear number one in Kansas City. And like Paul said, Patrick Mahomes is going to throw for 5,000 yards. Patrick Mahomes, since he has entered the league, has thrown more passes behind the line of scrimmage than any other quarterback in that time.
I mean,
So
would you guys feel comfortable with him
he
RB1?
throws a lot of screen passes. I'm not saying.
Would we
What do you
what?
say?
Would he be your RB1?
No.
Would you be comfortable if he was your RB1?
No, I'd have Kenny.
I wouldn't be
Drake
comfortable with it.
I'd put
I
Kenny
have him in
Drake
a league
before
with
I'd put
him
Clyde
and
Edwards-Helaire. I do have Edwards-Helaire in leagues.
Yeah.
But
what do you
that's it. But that's if I'm drafting with the intent of triple running back start,
Okay.
where I could have him, and then I could get Jones, and then I could get like a Beller or Gordon, and then that's my trio. That's my thought on him.
I don't know about Melvin Gordon. That's a weird one to me because
Yeah, it's a weird situation, but it's something that we'll be able to monitor all year. And
Yeah.
he's injury prone and he's
talking
going
about
to
on
be
the show.
splitting carries. So,
But that wraps things up for episode 2 of the Break Room. Stephen Paul, thanks for coming on the show once again. Obviously, we have football next Sunday, so we'll be dropping our episode at 9 a.m. Eastern time. So that way you guys will have plenty of time to tune in. We're going to have some fantasy sleepers, some guys to look for that week in fantasy. And it's definitely not an episode that you're going to want to miss. We might even have a guest appearance from another Blue Collar Media Group member. Who knows? But you guys will have to tune in to see. But thanks, guys, for coming on the show. And we'll see you guys next Sunday.